Hi, this is Evan Littlejohn doing my final presentation for INF490. My team was Team CodeSofty and I was working by myself. A little bit about me and why my client decided to choose me for the project that I'm getting ready to present about is that my strengths lie a lot in WordPress and design. So I take some inspiration from things around me and from my clients and what they like, and I'll go into Figma and I'll create wireframes, I'll create designs, and I'll present those to the client and get their feedback on it. And then I'll take those and I'll create a WordPress website or app that they need. And so my education at Fort Hayes has been in web development and mobile app development. So that's really given me a boost in my credentials and my knowledge and able to provide these services to my clients. And the benefits that I let them know upfront that they were going to get from me as being my client, even though that this project was free for them, is that I will have reliable communication. I'm going to be flexible with my design and my work approach for them. So if they need some things edited or if they need someone to have patience, I was going to be that person for them. And I was going to offer them a modern and sleek product that is both responsive and it looks clean. It doesn't look like it was made years ago. And there you can see my beautiful photo. The client that I had was RNS Painting. They're a small business that just started in Bandera, Texas. Rachel was my contact, and she is the one that founded the company. And that company offers interior, exterior, trim, and cabinet painting, as well as deck staining to residential clients in that area. So this client was a remote person that I spoke with, and I delivered everything over my computer to them, and we really communicated well. We really worked together very well, and so I think both myself and the client are very proud with what the end result ended up being. The problem that she had was that because it's a new business, she was going to need a new website from the ground up. She didn't want anything that looked cookie cutter. She didn't want anything that was hard to manage, and she wanted to be able to scale the website with her business. So that means being able to add and edit content on the fly. I thought a WordPress website would be perfect for her. So the deliverable needed to be something that was modern and customizable and scalable, like I said. So the solution, again, was a WordPress themed website. I designed this from the ground up for her to provide a solution that not only delivered on what she wanted to be consistently on brand and consistently able to be edited and scalable with her business, but it also provided out of the box access to WordPress's plugin ecosystem, the security that that platform provides, an admin panel that was very easy to navigate and use for her. And when I brought these ideas up to her to provide her with a WordPress site instead of just a regular website, which I could have done, she really loved that idea because it really tackled her main problems with websites in her mind, which was that they were very cumbersome to deal with, hard to style, hard to manage, and just time consuming for someone trying to run a business. She just wanted to be able to set it and forget it and be very easy to go in there and change things as she needed to. So this was a solution that really tackled those problems for her. So specifically with this project, she was going to need a home page, 5 individual service pages for the interior, trim, exterior, deck staining, and cabinet painting, and an About Us page to provide clients a way to understand what the business is, what their core values are, their mission statements, and then an ability to increase in scope. So additional images that can be added and edited, and content that can be edited on the fly. Um, And she wanted to be able to do these things and later on possibly add more to that. So WordPress, again, was the perfect solution to this. So the value that would provide her and her business would be that it would be something that again was consistently on brand, so she didn't have to worry about what colors things were, what font size to use. Everything, you just type it into a text field, click update, it's done for her. She loves that idea. It's expandable. So if somebody needed to add a plugin or go in there and code some extra features for later down the road, she could get that done easily, whether it's myself or a future developer. And then again, the WordPress ecosystem has like-minded business individuals. It powers a lot of the internet. And so she's able to join that community and speak with other business owners who probably have their own solutions on WordPress, get their feedback on plugins, get their feedback on security features. WordPress itself is very secure because they have to be to provide that service to all their clients. Um, and then for the users that would visit her site, they're going to be able to have a perceived value that the company provides. It's a credibility to have your business online with a website. It's a place where customers can come and see who you are, what you offer, the basic contact info that while a Facebook page, for example, you could put some of that info on there, but it's not going to be consistent with branding. It's not going to be something that can scale. It's not going to be something that is easily manageable. WordPress and this website really gives that value to the customer for my client, that they can trust the knowledge that the client that I have has in the business that they provide, because their website looks good, it looks professional. And if the customer feels good about my client's services, they're going to come back and want to buy that service. They're going to speak with my client and it's going to add revenue to their bottom line. So the timeline that I provided my client was from January to May and beyond. That was everything from speaking with them, getting their assets, developing the project, and following it up after delivering some training videos and other things, and seeing if they had any feedback or needs past this class and this semester, because they're going to be my client and I'm going to continue working with them. And that's my value that I provide them. So some of the struggles that I had on this project were obtaining high quality assets. A lot of the assets that Rachel provided me were cell phone pictures in portrait mode, for example. And if I needed a landscape photo, that was going to be on the banner image as at least a placeholder image, so it looks good when I deliver it to her. That was very hard to obtain. She didn't have very many photos because she just started out. She said that she originally was with another company and broke off from that to create RNS painting. And so she was very new to the business and couldn't provide as many photos as she probably wanted to at the time. So I had to scale down the project. I was going to add some more fields to put images and text next to it, and it was going to look really good. And I had to come back to her and say, I just can't provide that because I don't have images that could be put in there. She didn't want stock photos put on there because she wanted to be able to provide images that she had actually worked on with her business. And so doing what I could with the photos and assets that she provided, I feel like I did my very best. Um, Another struggle that I had was getting feedback consistently from her. As a business owner, she's pretty busy, especially this time of year. And so she wasn't able to communicate as often as I would have liked. I would send her emails and text, and it would be a few days later before she would get back to me. That I ended up solving by calling her when I needed to explain and get more details on something, and simply just texting her when it was something that I knew the answer to or could guess, but I wanted her feedback. And I was able to work with her and set times being, I'll get back to you at this date on this time. And that really helped her. So she didn't have to worry about getting back to me immediately. I would just send off a text and say, "Don't worry about getting back to me on this. Get back to me by Wednesday next week, and I'll be fine." And then the knowledge that I was lacking in, another struggle I had with this was learning how to hand off this project, because with WordPress, you have to get the files, you have to download the database SQL files and hand those off while also creating credentials for the client and hoping that they can put all that together when they host. She didn't want to have me host it just yet. And so in the future, if she were going to want me to host, I would be able to do that for her easily. But being able to hand those off to her in a way that she could understand what she's getting was a little bit of a struggle. And I had to research a little bit on that. So, what I learned when you tackle a project like this, you're going to address what happens after the project is developed, even the same or more than the development process and the designing process. So, for example, I probably should have discussed upfront more than just, "Hey, do you want me to host this? Yes or no? And do you want me to just give you the files?" I probably should have discussed a little bit more about, all right, the files are going to be these files and this, and do you know what to do with these? If not, I can help you, and we can figure out a solution past just hosting to figure out what you should do. What hosting providers should you go with? Why do I suggest this one over this one? Certain things that the client probably would have benefited a little bit better from. Learning to optimize the photos that I had and blending that into my design a little bit is something that I learned. So, for example, as I said before, with the banner image she provided, it was from her cell phone, and so I used a gradient over that, and I kind of hid some of the blurriness, and I made it look pretty good. I feel like, and she liked it too. And then do what you can to make things more efficient for the client. Like when they upload an image, have it optimized. I used a plugin for that so that when she uploads, everything is already optimized. She doesn't have to deal with it. So you can see the design here. To the left is the mock-up with the wireframes, and to the right are the more advanced designs that I took from that. And then the code that I have here on the left, you can see my file tree with the WordPress template files and then the SAS files that I used. And then to the right, you can see that my README file explains everything that is in my package.json file, from how to go into development mode, how to build this, and everything in between on how to get this website running if you were to download these files on your own to host them. Uh, the result ended up being this. You can see the image here shows both a desktop and a mobile view, and I'm really proud of it. You can see the live site at rnspainting.themedemos.evanlittlejohn.com. That is my hosting website for this project. I'm going to give Rachel her files, and she can host it on her own or talk to me later. But this is where I have the live site demonstrated for this class and for my portfolio. So thank you again for watching. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. It was really fun to create this for my client, and she really loved it. So again, if you have any questions or comments, you can email me at eclittlejohn@mail.fs hsu.edu, or go to my website portfolio at www.evanlittlejohn.com. Thank you. Have a good day.